It's time for the opening crack, the side show to the D&D show we normally do, where we taste and rank some epic brews. How we doing tonight, fellas?
Hey, it's a good night.
I'm doing well.
Good. That's the answer I wanted.
We're ready.
Okay.
We're ready.
And another week when Phil is gone because Phil likes to travel the world.
And
apparently.
Phil's a slacker.
Yeah.
God, Phil.
Boo.
Jeez, boo. That's okay. We'll take shit for that when he comes back. Anyway, it's time for another beer. This tonight, we're what are we drinking, Brett?
Beer.
Good question. Good question.
All right,
No,
clear answers from everybody. Good job.
We are drinking the Nordic Jam from Two Pitchers Brewing out of Oakland, California.
Nice.
This is a fun one.
Yeah, this one's a little different. Like we've had some sours. We've had some. The last beer that we did was a barley wine. This one is unique in the sense that it's a very fruity beer, but not a sour. So I think it's definitely different from what we have been doing.
Yes, so this one is a lager with Nordic fruits is kind of the style of it, and it's very fruity. Not sour, just fruit forward.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's got a very golden color
Yeah.
to it.
I definitely taste strawberry on the first sip. I think they describe it as how. Do you want to read the description really quick? That might actually be helpful.
Sure. So it says, we've packed this lager with cherries, elderberries, and strawberries, all staples of a Viking warrior's diet, to create a downright delicious party in a can. Jam on, friends.
I like that. That's a pretty cool description. I definitely get strawberry. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever had individual elderberries.
Yeah, I don't know what an elderberry is.
Yeah, I don't know. And maybe it's because to me,
It's another berry.
It's just another berry, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like cherries are to me a little deeper flavor, whereas strawberries are very bright, which is I feel like I taste strawberries, but maybe not. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
It's a whole lot of berry.
I don't ever eat fruit, so I don't
A lot
know.
of berry. You don't ever eat fruit, just
No.
none. That's why you have scurvy all the time.
Right. All my connective tissue is degrading in
falling
front
apart.
of you. Don't ever get scurvy, guys.
If you get scurvy, drink this beer.
Fan fiction, Damon is a zombie.
It's a real bad thing. You don't want scurvy. Mm-mm.
This is good, but it's different than I don't even know what to if you try a mixed berry juice candy, anything like mixed berry, this is different than that because those typically have raspberries and blackberries in it.
Right.
These don't have those, and so it's a brighter type of berry mix.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel as though maybe I get more cherry coming through, but I don't really have any idea
Sure.
what's happening.
Where
Where are we? Who are we?
when are we?
What are we doing?
I don't know.
I'll do you one better. Why are we?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let's get into some deep thought here on the opening crack. But no, seriously though, for berries, when I think of sours, which is not a sour, I think of a lot of tartness with it. So I kind of like the fact that this is a lager because it feels like it's a little smoother,
Yes.
obviously, than most sour. So it's even though it's fruit forward, it's not overly tart, and I really like that about it actually.
Yeah, it's very flavorful, not tart.
Yeah, this is one of those beers where it's the barley wine that we had is definitely a sipping beer. And then there are higher alcohol beers that you're this is delicious, but you really couldn't drink it while you're eating food kind of thing. Cause you can't
Chunk.
take it. Yeah. Yeah. A chunk had that heavy body to it. But this is one you eating food, it's low enough alcohol content, easy drinking enough that this would be very easy to drink with food.
This would be like a lunch beer.
Yeah. I think that's a fair.
I mean, are you going back to work after that? But
Wow. I mean, it still comes in at a 5.2, so it's really no different
No.
than drinking a Coors Light or something like that. So it's
Yeah.
still coming in right in the same ballpark. What does the can look like, Brett?
It's a cylinder. It has a pop top
Yeah.
on it. It's
a blue ring around the top
That's
of
what I
it.
was just going to say. It'll contain 12 fluid ounces.
Oh,
And
thank you for the very generic description. I appreciate that.
and a giant Viking stomping on a pile of berries with his sword stabbing through a strawberry and a cherry.
I like it. I really like the can. I even think because I think I got six-pack of this or something. But I even cut out the Viking on the picture to keep because I
Nice.
thought that was pretty cool.
The Viking is also wearing sunglasses.
That's because he's a cool Viking.
Right.
I mean, you're on the high seas. You gotta protect your vision.
And did he was using an axe and a sword?
Well, he set down the axe. The axe is on
Yeah.
the ground. The sword is stabbed
But-
through, and then he's got a horn that he must be drinking out of because it looks like it's
Mhm.
sloshing some of this Nordic jam out of it.
He's also wearing a horned helmet, which my understanding is that Vikings did not wear horned helmets.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it's still
So,
fun to imagine that they
That's
because,
five.
because if that's the
demerits.
case, then the Minnesota Vikings are screwed. So
Well, yeah.
It
but
does
they're-
say skull on it.
it does say skull. It does.
Go
yeah,
Vikings.
right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think it's fun. I mean, technically in D&D style, I think technically, even though he's drinking in one hand and weapon in the other, I think it's still dual wielding in this case in my
Yes.
mind.
I mean,
so.
this is a beer you have to have if you're a fan of D&D. Like with a
Oh,
Viking
yeah.
on it, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too. That's probably one of the reasons why I grabbed this.
Are there Vikings in D&D?
There can be.
Yeah, and they do have like the Nordic pantheon of gods, like Odin, and them are available to use for like character creation too. So
You can be Odin?
no, you can't be Odin, but you could like use them as a deity for your character, kind of thing.
Oh, your
Like a
character.
follower of Odin.
Could
Okay.
follow Odin, yeah. Or
Do you get special Odin powers for that?
I mean, you could homebrew some stuff, but I mean, really following
But
a
otherwise, it's
specific
just
god
kind of
doesn't
a-
necessarily. It's more like flavor for your
Okay.
character.
Gotcha.
Like my character in our D&D campaign follows Tyr.
Are there other pantheons of gods?
Yeah.
Are the
so-
Greeks
so
there?
The Greeks are
The
available.
Romans?
You can
Greek-
do whatever the heck you want.
Yeah, but
But in the, like,
technically in
official
the book,
book, they're all-
they are there. Yeah, and then there's also like D&D specific gods too. So
This is a hyper pan religious
correct.
environment.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
So, anywho, uh, let's talk a little bit about taste profile. We did talk.
I'm helping.
You are no, it's fine. I was not judging one bit about
Taste
anything you said.
profile.
I mean, we talked a little bit.
Berries.
I mean, let me get there. Yes, yes, no, absolutely. The most high profile taste in this is the berries. No real describable malt in this, or yeastiness, or anything like that. So it's like, Damon, do you disagree?
No, I don't. It's hard to say. I am getting sort of a cloying aftertaste. That the longer that I let it sit in between,
Yeah, it's
in between
after.
sips.
It comes in later.
Yeah, and like usually with a lager, you get that sort of nice, crisp sort of finish
Sure.
at the end of it, and it just kind of disappears
Yep.
off of your tongue. And I'm not having that experience with this. It's as though all of the fruit is sort of lingering
Right.
on my tongue in a way that I don't necessarily enjoy
Sure.
that much.
I was just gonna say that too. It's like it doesn't feel like the beer is what lingers. It's definitely the fruit flavors that seem to linger. Yeah.
It's like that twang.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're right. As far as we know, there was no IBU listed anywhere for this beer, so hopping is not really a thing. Although hops typically are in lager and help with the flavor profile, but I don't taste anything that would.
You can't have a beer without hops.
Sure. So
It's got some IBU.
sure,
We assume it falls somewhere on the scale.
Very
low. That's right. Mouthfeel body. This is a very light. It's a very light
Mm.
beer.
What is life?
What is life?
This is one that kind of made me go, "Woo!" I'm awake after I had a first sip of it, though.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
I would agree with that.
bright.
It's very bright. Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe it. But let's head to Faerun. This should be a fun one to describe, and where in D&D we would find this beer and what it's called. Brett, do you want to kick us off this week?
So this one, I'm going to go up to Luskin, which is way up in the north, and this one is not going to be found in a pub.
Ooh.
Ooh, this is going to be brewed
Mm-hmm.
by Marta Skyberg.
Marta.
Marta.
I think that was one of the kids in that Nun movie. The Sound of Music.
That nun movie.
But we all knew what I was talking about.
She was the little one, wasn't she? Marta?
Oh boy. Maybe.
I think it was.
I just want to know how many people ever describe The Sound of Music as that nun movie.
I mean, what are your two options? Your options are Sound of Music or Sister Act.
I was going Sister Act.
You're gonna get it in at least two guesses.
I mean, I'm just saying that's not how I would describe Sound of Music. That World War II. There's a lot of ways you could go about that. That Nun movie is probably not how. And yes, I would go for Sister Act before Sound of Music. I already know Whoopi Goldberg in this beer.
Wait, wasn't there a horror film, The Nun?
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not the first one you would have picked.
No.
But did it have a character named Marta?
No, it had
don't
Sister Irene.
Is that right?
Sister Act could have. We don't know.
Oh, there's no Martas in Sister Act.
You don't know that. You don't know all the sisters in that
No,
movie.
they're all like Sister Mary Catherine.
We just
and
know
stuff.
Sister Mary Clarence is Whoopi's character. Let's get back to the beer.
Anyway, so Marta
Yeah.
is homebrewing this one. So she just has a whole big garden outside of her house up in the north, and she grows a lot of strawberries, a lot of cherries, a lot of elderberries, and just mashes them up inside the house because she has too many. They're kind of growing out her ears, and she doesn't know what to do with them. So she just brews her up own little batch.
Yeah.
Help tide her over the winter.
I like that. It does have that kind of my grandma used to make homemade wine. It does kind of have that sort of homemade wine.
The only way you're going to
Feels
go get a taste of it is if you go stay and chat with Marta.
Yep. That makes sense.
Okay.
She serves it with fish, probably.
She does, and you're going to have to sit there for about 6 hours minimum. Like, she's a
Yep.
talker.
Mhm.
She doesn't get very many visitors.
No.
When she does, you're there.
You're there.
You're
for
gonna
a
hear the
while.
stories.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And help her with some sort of project around the house while you're there.
You're going to hang some pictures, and you're going to talk about the war.
You're gonna move the desk.
You're gonna sit there and talk about the war.
Yes.
You remember my son? He served in the war.
You mean my dad? Yeah, I remember him.
Which war? You remember the big war, the one we all talked about. It was in all the
fought
papers.
the elves.
Well, the one with the dragon harvest.
That one, yes,
in it.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
The war, the dragon harvest, something like that. I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
The
Is that a
Great
thing?
War.
Uh-huh.
The Great War.
Yeah.
Damon, where are you going to find this beer?
Well, you're gonna find this at Nick's Discount Apothecary.
Ooh, discount.
Is that where Marta works?
Discount worries me here.
I don't know. And the name of this beer in Faerun
Mhm.
is Back Alley Nonsense. That's
Okay.
This is Back Alley Nonsense. It's available at Nick's Discount Apothecary. And there you go.
That's all you got.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Mhm. I'm finding it
What's the price?
cheap.
Discounted.
3 silver pieces.
Yeah. Is that cheap?
Sure.
Then yeah.
Yes.
hmm
Yes.
Yeah. I've.
7 copper.
7 copper.
You know how when you have a fruit flavored medicine
Mhm.
or something, and you take it, and then like that flavor just hangs around
Sure.
in your mouth like forever.
Yeah.
That's the kind of feeling that I have
Okay.
Gotcha.
from this beer. So
Gotcha.
this is some back alley nonsense.
Okay.
That's what
Gotcha.
this is.
Ross, where's yours?
This is coming from the Helmshold at the Old Odin's Beard Brewery, and this one is called Thor's Thundering Tonic, made with cloudberries, lingonberries, elderberries, and rowan berries.
Ooh.
All of those, by the way, are real berries. I looked
Cloudberries are real?
Cloudberries?
Apparently, it's a real thing.
Hmm.
You can at me in the comments if you don't like the berries that I chose.
Can I grow those here?
Oh, I'm adding you right now.
Cloudberries. No, but I thought that kind of stuck with the Nordic theme. I held fast in the Nordic pantheon with the Odin and Thor references. So
Do you think that we can get elderberries here?
I don't know. You can Manischewitz
Never.
makes elderberry wine, or no, elderberry wine. Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to just taste an elderberry.
Oh, like the legit berry. Oh.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
To see
Well-
what it's like.
It's growing zones
Yes.
3 through 7.
Oh,
So maybe
and what are we?
6, 5,
Oh.
somewhere in there.
Okay. Have you planted any?
No,
He's going to now, though.
but I might.
You could be Marta.
We can make Marta can make Thor's Thundering Tonic for reals.
Cloudberries, on the other hand, come from the Arctic tundra.
Oh,
So
Probably
probably
not here.
No.
Probably not here. No.
You have to put those in a freezer during the summer.
And now we go from backyard farmer to to our rating scale, where we rate this beer on
don't you have listeners in Germany?
We do, yes. Prost to all those Germanys out there, all our listeners out there in Germany, all our
Do you
Germanys.
have cloudberries? That's what we want to know.
Please.
And also,
Can you send us some?
look up Backyard Farmer.
If you don't get the reference.
You'll enjoy it. It's a lovely show.
It is a good show.
Yeah.
So on a scale of 1 to 20, D&D style, a 1 being like your domestics, your cream ales, things like that, a 20 in terms of like a D20 being double IPAs, imperial stouts, things like that. Fellas, where are we finding this beer on the scale this week, Brett?
Oh, man. I'm thinking like a 2. Like, this is... Damon is going complete opposite. He's going to add a 0.
Just wait. I didn't
Far
start
away
with
from
Damon, but Damon's going to go like a 19.
This is like a 2 for me. Like, if you like a fruit popsicle, you could do this.
I wholeheartedly agree with that, actually. Damon?
I was 16 is my number.
Who would have guessed?
I think we have different taste profiles.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I think for sure.
Who would have guessed?
why 16?
Well, this has a lot going on, and it has some sort of tartness that sort of hits you right at the start of it, or hit me right at the start of it. I think that if this is on the board on the list of things, and people see, oh, cherry, strawberry, elderberry, I think that they are more likely to give that a go. But I don't know how much more likely they are to enjoy it.
Sure.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things that sometimes beer sounds more approachable than it is.
I agree with
Like
that.
that
Yeah.
barley wine was like eating a brownie,
Right.
right?
Right.
But it's barley wine, and it's 13%, and that would scare people away from it.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna surprise Brett here. I'm actually gonna go with an 8
Ooh.
on this one, for similar reasons to that. I think people see a lager and a low ABV, and it makes it very approachable to them, and it's very drinkable. Don't get me wrong. I like it. What's gonna scare them off is the fact that if you go into this expecting a beer, it's not super beery, and that fruit and that tartness may be off-putting to some people. So I put it an 8.
Next time, Damon, we need to make Ross go first.
Yeah.
He just copies. He like finds the middle.
No, I don't. Okay, maybe I do sometimes. But hey, that was a good reasoning for
Yeah.
that. I'll give you
Okay.
that crap.
Okay.
I think part of it is that it's difficult to sort of guess at what someone's understanding of what a beer is.
Yes.
Sure.
You know, yeah. So
And
16.
as a reminder, like the challenge rating is not necessarily like, is it a good beer or not?
No.
That's just, is it approachable to somebody who's getting into beer and or really likes beer and is looking for something a little bit more unique?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking of kind of in terms of sort of how far outside of the norm
Yeah.
Sure.
is it, I guess. Which, if that's the case, then I should change the number that I gave to the barley wine. But it's too late for that, I assume.
That's a ways back. We're not gonna go back to
Mhm.
that. So yay or nay? Are you gonna would you go back to this one at some point, Brett?
I definitely would. Like this is one that I would like to like be playing yard games in the summer and sipping on. Now, Damon, on the other hand, I think just had his first experience in the fruit section of the food pyramid. So, Damon, what would you say?
Yes. I don't like new things.
Scurvy. Remember scurvy. If you take anything from this episode, Damon has scurvy.
This is probably a nay for me.
Sure.
If the question is, do I want more of
Shocked.
this?
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
I go yay. I agree with Brett. I think this would be great on a hot day. And it's approachable enough and it's easy drinking enough. I have zero problems with this beer, so I think it's right up there. If you're out in the Bay Area, you can find this one at Two Pitchers Brewing in Oakland, California. You can also visit them at their website, twopitchers.com. But that's going to do it for this bonus episode. Stay tuned for more beer reviews in the future. You can check out our regular show, Bards and Barrels, anywhere podcasts can be found. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Bards and Barrels. Until next time, may your dice be hot and your beer be cold.